a video on pineapples and prepping them and also knowing when they're ripe. This was, it's missing the top. It's how I bought it, and it was cheap in the fruit and veg shop. I don't know why. I don't know why it was missing the top, and I don't know why it was cheaper. Normally, to test if it's ready or not, you can pull the leaves out the top of it quite easily. The ones in the centre, if they come out easy, then you know it's ready. A better way is to actually smell it, and if it smells really sweet and it smells really pineapple-y, then you pretty much know that it's going to be ready. Also, another way of telling is when they start to get really ripe, they start to get a little bit of mould growth there and on the bottom, which obviously mouldy bottom is not a good thing, but in this case it is. And don't be afraid. We might have to cut off a bit more. The more ripe it gets, the more danger is that it's going to be slightly brown in places. But it's a trade-off. So you either have it with no brown bits but not very ripe, or you have it really ripe with a few brown bits that you just have to cut out. That's all. So trusty pastry serrated knife. Bottom off first, so you can see, that's lovely and ripe. Top off. And then, just like we do with melons, we're going to start. You cut the top and bottom off, then you've got a flat surface to work on. If you didn't, it'd just rock around and just be a little bit dangerous. So top and bottom off, and then you've got a flat surface to work your knife on. And then you can buy fancy gadgets to do this, or you can do it with a knife. And I just think it's useful to know how to do things with a knife. It's just another skill, and a skill that you can add to other things. So you can, the same skill of doing a pineapple is the same skill of way skinning a melon, also skinning a citrus fruit. So it's interchangeable. It's just, I don't know. If you're interested, you're interested. If you're not, you're not. But anyway, so down the outside, and then we can see. So as same with a melon, we're going to use that as the guide to where the seeds are. I'm going to take a little of the skin off and keep as much of the flesh as possible. There's lots of videos on how to do this really fancily, but I like this way. And it's one of those interchangeable knife skills. So down. I might have to pause this video. You don't need to see me picking out all the eyes of this. It might just take a little bit longer. Needs be, those out of the way. Then what we're going to do, let's go a bit further down. So we just need to remove those bits there. We're not going too far down. Just neaten it up. As you get better with the knife, you can actually tell where the right flesh is and where the skin still is, because it's easier to cut through. Obviously, the riper flesh is. That's that. Those out of the way. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to go around and I'm going to hold it in my hand carefully, and I'm going to do a V shape into the flesh, just to pick out those. I'm sure that yeah, they're the seeds. So just there, and then there. And there, and there. I've left quite a long one. You can just cut through the flesh and cut these out completely and skin it, but I just think that's a bit wasteful. I think you should be throwing as little away as possible. This is not how you use a knife going towards your wrist like that. But I know what I'm doing. He says until he cuts himself. That. That. Yeah, so I don't. It was a pound in the fruit and veg shop. So and they were quite ripe when I bought them. But I just had them. I had them 3 days on the windowsill, so they've got really ripe. Don't want to do it in real time. I don't know, it's quite therapeutic, isn't it, watching things. And I hate that. Here's one we prepared earlier. You can always fast forward this bit. You can always fast forward this bit. And just neaten them up. I was never a fan of pineapples when I was young, because it always used to be tinned pineapples and they were horrible, not particularly ripe. And then the pineapples that you bought, they were just a faff and they were never ripe. So we just didn't know what to do with things. Da, da, da. Yeah. Just a few there. Oh, just slice that off and that off. They're not too bad. And you can see the seeds just there. So potentially those should grow into pineapples if you grew them. That, those two there. And then, right, let's cut it up. So imagine that stalk there goes all the way down through and comes out at the bottom there. So we're going to go down there, and then we're going to run the knife along the side of the stem on the inside. That's a rough idea there, and then we'll go down that side, and we'll go down that side. So as you can see there, I've just caught a little bit of the stem on the inside, so we'll just cut that out like that, like that. That one's good. And then we've got, so you can just see, probably can't actually, the stem will be there, so you can see the bottom of it there. Can't see it on that side, that's fine. So we'll go there, 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 and there. That's the center stem. It's fine. I normally chew on that and get all the bits out, like a corn on the cob. So that's my little treat. And then that's the rest of the pineapple, which I'll cube up and it'll keep in the fridge for a good couple of days, and it'll be lovely. And it tends to go a little bit sweeter if it's kept in the fridge for some strange reason. It goes a bit syrupy. It's very nice. So anyway, that is pineapple. It's acidic, so with some fruits that you need to put a little bit of acid on them, like lemon juice, to keep the stalk from going brown. Pineapple is quite acidic anyway, so it doesn't need anything. Although lime particularly works well with pineapple juice and zest. That makes it quite nice. If it's very sweet, just that little bit of sharpness changes it to something tasting completely different. Right, so there we go. I think that's it. Easy peasy. Makes sense? No, well, yeah. So then those are batons, and then if you want a cube, you go along there. I don't want a cube. The smaller you cut something up, the quicker it goes off. So keep those that size and in the fridge as a snack. They'll be lovely. But if you want to cube them up, go across that way, and that'll cube them. Same with that, across there, and then down that way. And then there you go. That's quite simple, quite quick. 8-9 minutes. That's all right for a pineapple, isn't it?